Welcome back to another 40k news brought to you by One Mind Syndicate. I am your host, Gershwan, and today we're going over the news, rumors, and speculations on the beautiful game we call Warhammer 40k. The Necron Seraptek Heavy Construct is now available for pre-order through Forge World, as the legions of the Necron dynasties march forward into the stars in ever greater numbers. Many overlords have been summoning the Seraptek constructs to join their ranks. These brutal war engines were first designed by the ancient cryptic conclaves to protect each Tomb World's master program. At the heart of many Necron tomb complexes, the sleeping Seraptek heavy constructs sat idle, awaiting the footfall of intruders. But now they prove to be mighty engines of conquest, more than capable of meeting an Imperial Knight or Orc Stampa head-on and emerging victorious. The most basic model costs $255 US. Now, this doesn't come with any specialist weapons, so let's be honest, nobody's going to buy this one. The price jumps by $55 to $310 once you add these specialist weapons. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't that the same price as the Patagonian Caviar? The answer is actually no. The Caviar is cheaper. When trying to decide between these two options, it's a very hard decision, but that's why we're here to help out. If you decide to buy the Seraptek construct, you get yourself 625 points of destruction. Now, if you decide to go with the Patagonian Caviar, you are getting a badass, massive, nearly threatened pet rat. But the devil's in the details, so let's dive into the stats of the Seraptek Heavy Construct. It's a titanic vehicle with 28 wounds. Now, it has a 3+ armor save, but it does also have the ability of living metal and a containment field, which gives it a 5+ invulnerable save. It's broken up into 3 tiers. From 15 to 28 wounds, you have a 16-inch movement. The second tier, which is 8 to 14 wounds, you have a 12-inch movement. And then the last tier, 1 to 7 wounds, you have an 8-inch movement. But you also have another special ability called Unstoppable Colossus. When this model moves, including when it falls back, it can move over infantry and swarms as if they were not there. This model can fall back in the movement phase and still shoot and charge in the same turn. It has no penalties for using its heavy weapons, and it gets a bonus if it's obscured by 50%, so it gets a cover save even if it's obscured only 50%. Whether this guy's gonna last the entire game, I'm not too sure. 28 wounds does seem like a little bit to me, and of course, this is going to attract a lot of firepower. Now, it has a base strength of 8 and a toughness of 8. It has titanic forelimbs. If you do decide to go with a $255 model, you're only going to get the titanic forelimbs. Basically, you choose between Impaling Strike, which is strength times 2. So you're hitting at 16 strength, minus 4 AP, 6 damage. You get 6 of those attacks. Or you can go with Reaping Sweep. That is the user strength, so it's just 8 strength, minus 2 AP, and D3. Now there's a special ability, make 3 hit rolls for each attack made with this weapon. So this option is actually pretty good, not just for infantry, but smaller or medium-sized units. You're dealing 3 times the base of 6, which is 18 hits that are going at strength 8, minus 2 AP, D3. You could take out a lot of stuff. Now, of course, this is a melee attack, so moving your 16 inches and then getting into close combat might be an option if you're facing a shooty army. Probably not. But for 250 points, you could gamble and try to use him this way. I wouldn't recommend it. That's where the guns come in. The most basic gun is the Singularity Generator. It's a range 36. You get 2 of these guys. It's a heavy 3d3, strength 8, AP minus 3, and d6 damage. There's a special ability. Each time you roll a wound on a 6+ for this weapon, that target suffers 1 mortal wound in addition to any other damage, typical of Necrons. Now you could replace these 2 Singularity Generators with 2 Synaptic Obliterators and 2 Transdimensional Projectors. The Synaptic Obliterator is a 72-inch range, heavy D3, 16 strength, minus 4 AP, and 6 damage. Perfect for taking out heavy things. The Transdimensional Projector is 24 inches, heavy D3, strength 6, minus 3 AP, with a D3 damage. Each time you roll a wound on a 6+, That target suffers 1 mortal wound in addition to any other damage. Honestly, the model is really well rounded. Now, if you decide to go with the Patagonian Caviar, you're getting a very distinctive long-eared and long-limbed rat. Its hind limbs are longer and more muscular than its forelimbs. Its feet are compressed, making them hoof-like, just like a towel. The forefeet have 4 digits, while the hind feet have 3 digits. Its tail is short, depressed, and is hairless. Now, my sources tell me that this rodent is actually going to be the predecessor to the smelt rat of 40k. If you don't know what a smelt rat is, check out our 40 facts on the smelt rat, link above or below. What this means, though, is that you could get a jump on the future by securing a smelt rat colony today. Now that you know the details of both of these guys, what you have to do is look at the drawbacks of both of the options. First, and probably the biggest drawback to the construct, is that it's expensive. $310 is not something you could just throw out. Point-wise, it's also very expensive, and it's going to attract a lot of firepower. So 28 wounds might not be enough. Yes, you have all those extra buffs with its abilities, but still, 28 wounds on a Necron vehicle, I think most armies can do, especially long-range armies. The drawbacks of the Patagonian Caviar is that while it's cheap for an exotic animal, it's going to piss all over your house. And those are the basic facts. Now it's up to you to decide. Do you want to go with the Seraptek heavy construct or a Patagonian Caviar? The option is yours. Now I'm going to leave you with a little bit of 40k rumors and leak images. The rumor is that the next codex that's going to come out is the Genestealer cult. There was a leaked warlord trait list. I'm going to put a link down in the description below so you can check out that list. It might be true, it might not be, but supposedly Genestealer cults are next. Now moving on to Orc news, because we are in Orctober and GW has been giving us so many pictures on Instagram, and they're not even new pictures or new art for the Orcs, it's just like old art that they're putting up on their Instagram. But don't worry, because we did get that Speed Freaks box set that we knew about even before Orctober happened. Anyways, depending on when you're watching this, either today or yesterday, we got the first look at the Death Skull stratagems and special abilities, as well as some special abilities and stratagems for the Luda. We've already gotten Bad Moons, we've gotten the Snakebite Clan, and I believe we've gotten Speed Freaks, so we're just missing the Goths, and either today or tomorrow, we're going to get the Blood Axes. Now, I don't want to go into too much detail or any detail on the subject matter of Orcs, just because I want to do that once I get my codex. I want to look at everything all at once, and that's not going to happen until November. Not October, in November. Orcs are getting their codex in November. Anyways, the pre-order should be coming out this weekend, so either today, tomorrow, depending on when you watch this. And the last bit of information I wanted to talk to you guys about is we've been pretty active on Instagram, and on Instagram there is this little thing going on next month called Kit Bash Member. It's kind of like a Instagram campaign to kit bash a model every 3 days. It's something that sounds really fun and something that we're going to participate in. We're going to create an exclusive video just for that. We didn't start this. If you jump on over to our Instagram, we shared a post by passion.in.person on Instagram. It sounds really, really cool. So if you're into kit bashing and you're into modeling for Warhammer 40k, definitely jump on over to Instagram and check it out. It's Kit Bash Member. More information from us probably tomorrow or the next day. The whole thing is set in Camera, so it's connected to the Dark Eldar. So what we're going to do is create a lore video on the Dark Eldar, probably the battle pits of Camera. So if you see that, know that we are also going to explain some stuff about Kit Bash Member. Really fun. Again, it's just a community thing that's happening on Instagram. We're not behind it. We're just going to participate, but definitely check that out. Thank you so much for listening to another 40k news video. If you guys like these, don't forget to share them with your friends. If you have a friend who's a Necron player and is kind of on the fence whether they want to buy the construct or not, show them this video, because they might just go with the rodent. You never know. Again, if you like these videos, like, comment, share. We have a Patreon. You can support us on there. By supporting us on there, you're letting us create more video content for you guys. And yeah, just thanks for listening. I'll talk to you tomorrow. This was Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate signing out.
Always used to put my